decided to take my work back underground to stop it falling into the wrong hands.
Yeah, so Drag, why are you? Because okay, so I saw you as a mod in Archives channel.
Because we're having sex.
What?
Go ahead. You say, yeah, I'm a mod, yeah.
Blacks are oppressed.
So what? So okay, I'm gonna call her Rocket because I can't say XX Archives all the time.
You just say X or
fucking
XX.
money we got from the fucking
just gonna call her
welfare
Rocket.
system to buy
Fucking super chat. I'll just wait for it to go
lobster
through.
tails on your fucking EBT card.
Graduated Harvard but called the police on a fictional character Tears of Joy.
Okay, so what about me and XX?
All right, so if you and Rocket are sleeping together, okay, what does Rocket's actual baby daddy think about that? I'm just wondering.
He probably is cool with it since, I mean, he's there with
Oh,
us.
he's a cuck.
I mean, I didn't say that.
Well, I mean, you literally just said you bang Rocket while her husband like is cool with it. So
yeah,
he's
spit
a cuck.
roasting.
No, you just literally said her husband or boyfriend or whatever she has is a cuck.
No, we're spit roasting.
What the fuck is a spit roaster?
You know what a spit roast is?
What is that?
Oh, okay,
You spit
Harvard,
on her while you're having sex with her, or what?
Okay, Harvard grad. So have you seen the like a Bugs Bunny?
I mean, it's not
cartoon?
really. It's a street term, so I don't know how that Harvard grad is doing it. But anyways, go ahead.
You've seen the cartoons where they have a pig and the pig is over the fire and they have a stick going all the way through the pig from the mouth to the anus and the pig is spinning?
So,
that's
dude.
a spit roast. And so one guy on one end and another guy on the other end.
That's what you do to Rocket?
Don't kink shame her. What's wrong? You never spit roasted a chick?
So that's what you do to XX Archives. That's
what she likes.
Is she also part of your harem?
No.
I don't know, dude. I think those women in your harem are gonna get jealous that you said that about XX Archives.
They know that I'm having sex with other women. Why would they get jealous that I'm having sex with another woman?
And your wife is not jealous about that.
But my wife is present when there's sex to be had.
Well, I don't know, but Ali Dean in the chat saying all this bullshit whenever she obsessed over Tragic. But anyways, yeah, I don't know why your wife doesn't care, supposedly, how you say, whenever you're having sex with it. I don't understand that.
Okay, this is very simple, bro. It's very simple. There's
So so I've been talking to some folks, and so some of y'all are probably wondering, a lot of people are lost about sort of the end of the last stream and sort of what happened. There is a lot. I was communicating with more than one person behind the scenes and also addressing what was stated publicly, to which I did not have the best response for, as you can obviously tell. There's a lot of thoughts on that. And yes, I realize people are just making stock accounts and stirring shit. I should probably preface this by saying I'm not interested in a few things. I'm not interested in people making snide comments on stock accounts. I care about it like that's like me caring about fucking marriage advice from Dark Ninja. All right, so obviously that's I'm not here for that. I'm also not here for people going fuck the hater, drag do you. And that can't be overstated because there is a line in the sand, right? That can definitely be crossed by anyone at any given time. Me being a content creator doesn't mean that I am above reproach. It also doesn't mean that I won't cross that line now or in the future. So what I've hoped to sort of encourage is people being able to call things out, and I think that I should do a better job of being a better shepherd of that culture that I try to pride myself in. and reiterate and also clarify sort of my expectations. Now, I can say these are sort of my expectations, but obviously it's up to the person, as it is up to me on how I behave on my own channel. So there's that. One of the first things on sort of my checklist of things that I've been thinking about very, very recently is that that I don't want anybody to mistake what Dr. Roxo said and just dismiss the concern that was expressed, because I could tell that there was more to it than what was stated, but timing sort of plays a large role in topics that are serious. Now, I want to thank Dr. Roxo for being somebody who said something, and I'm going to harp on that later because that's actually going to be a very important part. No, he's not just white knighting for someone because of offense. No, there's now that I understand what's actually going on, I understand exactly what's happening, and absolutely what I had said about XX, even though in jest, way over the fucking line. Point blank period. Doesn't matter if you're not offended by it or I'm not offended by it. Doesn't matter. Offense actually doesn't play a big part in it because there's other implications that have far-reaching consequences that I was not cognizant of at the time. And I'm not going to go into detail about that. But now that I am privy to them, I need to make the proper adjustments. That's first and foremost. That was dead in the water. Moments after the stream ended, Dr. Roxo and I had a private conversation and talked about it. Now I understand. Now there's something that did come out of that conversation that I had been aware of for a while, and that are certain rumors and stuff about me being said behind closed doors, pertaining to me supposedly just in not so many words. I'm paraphrasing from not just one source, but a few, that I'm just sort of accosting women sexually randomly. In the DMs and all that kind of stuff. Now, this is the gist that I've gotten for a while. No one's really said anything overtly, but the sort of response that I got from a few different sources sort of confirms that there seems to be an issue where I've supposedly been very inappropriate with people, but I'm typically very cautious and careful about who I talk to and the nature of the conversation. And even when I sort of explain this to other people, they're kind of taken aback. But they're again, this is from multiple sources, but there's discussions happening in other discords and shit like that. And this is outside of the old Drag's mentioning his hand, Drag talking about his dick, Drag mentioning the harem. It's a bit above that, right? It's a bit above that. So this is something that I'm not exactly sure who had been saying what, but at some point I've misread something, or I have no idea. I don't know unless somebody tells me. I talked to a whole bunch of people, and throughout that conversation, I made some missteps, or I misread something, or just been completely fucking off base and out of my fucking head. I will definitely, and this is what I'm talking about here, when like, I'm not interested in talking to people's sock accounts. Like, if there is an actual issue of something that has happened that needs to be addressed, then I'm here to address it openly. Like I said, if I wasn't taking accountability, I wouldn't thank Dr. Roxo for calling me out. I wouldn't say that what I said about XX was completely inappropriate. I mean, I'm not sure how you got that from what I said, but if I'm not aware of other missteps, then I'm not aware of it. I'm lost too. This is what I'm talking about. So one thing that I don't appreciate, people just kind of hanging and just sort of waiting in the wings for when shit goes down to say something. And this is a pretty serious topic. I would imagine it's a pretty serious topic. If I'm like this, then something needs to be said, not just wait till somebody else says something and then, oh, by the way, yeah, I kind of noticed this too. Well, no, it is serious, but I don't feel like it's being treated seriously. I feel like it's just more sort of banter and drama that there's really no rhyme or reason. So I'll ask you all this: since this is a very serious topic, since this is something that I'm very open about being called out on, and people in Discord can tell you, like I've sat and I've spoken to quite a few people, and I said, you know what? I need to fucking check myself. But now that I know what's going on and I understand the score, and I need to take that as a lesson and make the proper adjustments. So how do I go from here, right? In order to prevent shit like this from happening, because evidently there have been some missteps that I've taken. Again, I'm not sure since I'm not being told what they are. I'm just only hearing rumors about choice interactions between people that no longer talk to me. Again, I'm willing to accept whatever criticism comes my way, just on face value when you have a specific example. And I'm not asking anybody to fucking step forward publicly or anything like that. There have been plenty of people that have contacted me privately about something I've said or done, and I've made the proper adjustment, and I've talked about that. And in a recent sort of example is someone I think it's I described what happened to my wife in one of the strip clubs we went to as molestation. And to be fair, that was a pretty accurate description, but the context in there that it was somewhat consensual, which is a gray line, but I'm not getting to that. This in particular case, it didn't need to be said at all. Yeah, let me just turn. I didn't know the music was still very loud for you. I'm sorry. But someone messaged me and said, "Look, this is not appropriate, Drag. You know, you got a big vocabulary. Why do you need to describe this interaction as that? That's there's that several of us in the chat who watch you have gone through that. That's not needed, bro. Like you really And I agreed with this person 100%, 100%, and they're right. And that's why you haven't heard me say anything like that since. There have been other examples of that too. And one of the ways that I want to sort of address things openly or privately is right place, right time, right context, and that's something I would like to discuss and reiterate. And it's difficult to sort of feel genuine when things are peppered with snide comments or in a realm that is all in jest. So I think that that needs to be said. You can offer constructive criticism and feedback, but the way in which it is offered will definitely influence how it is received. And that's true as for me as for anybody else. I know I definitely like to sort of pride myself in being a critical thinker, but I am just as fallible as anyone else. And so that being said, if I need to re-examine some things, I think that there is a proper way to address it. If it's not just in the moment or later, And so here's an example. Really, the only advice that I could give is not to pull just anyone into sexual jokes, unless you talk to them personally and know that okay with type of humor, and that's perfectly acceptable. One of the things that I talked to a few people about privately is sort of it was sort of my understanding that when people sort of see the culture and sort of the jokes and the theme, it's either you're cool with being a part of it or you're not. If you don't want to, then don't watch. And that was sort of the presumption. And that's a presumption that I should not have made. Now that I think about it, the people who are cool with that are obviously going to say yes. People who aren't, you're not going to hear from them. So it's kind of self-selecting. So I think it's just that's one of the iffy things that looking back. Okay, yeah, I absolutely will have to sort of make an appropriate and a very, very appropriate change.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I just want to know what crossed your mind to make you think that this was a good response to this situation.
Okay, which situation are you talking about?
I'm not here to make anyone else feel more uncomfortable than they do. You know who I'm talking about. You've already referenced her in this
Oh
stream.
boy, there's a bad echo.
That you have the stream open, Robin.
I did. Oh, it's
Okay,
me.
so there's two incidences. There's one incident that happened on stream less than 5 hours ago.
Yeah, that's the one I would be
Okay,
referring
that's what
to.
you're talking about. Okay, that was addressed at the beginning of the stream. I've acknowledged that I was out of line and that I thank Dr. Roxy for calling me out on it. Did you miss
But
that?
that's not what I, no, I saw that. That's not what I'm really talking about. I'm not sure where
Okay.
this echo is coming from. But what I'm saying is, after some people might have called you out for how
It's not me.
Everyone mute while you're not talking.
okay, is it me or is it working now?
It
There we
was
go.
in fact Robin.
Yeah. All right. So when some people have
Well,
called you out,
shit. Sorry.
all right. So when some people
Okay,
have,
now it's gone.
Okay,
Okay.
that doesn't mean you have to talk while she's
Right.
getting into it.
yeah, seriously.
Fucking shit, read the room.
Sorry. God.
All right. So hopefully I can say it now. I'm not asking whether you addressed that specific issue. What I'm about to say is, what crossed your mind to make you think that this was an appropriate way to deal with this issue? To when someone has called you out and someone has brought a problem to your attention, that instead of just making maybe a private stream addressing the issue, apologizing, or however you felt, I'm not going to tell you how to act. What made you think, okay, actually, I'm going to have a panel where people are more likely to agree with me than to disagree with me, and I'm going to continue to drag this out when the person clearly already felt uncomfortable?
Okay, so let me explain a few things. If you've been watching from the beginning, I prefaced this whole thing by saying that's not what I'm looking for. Second, Scientist Sam has been here this entire time acting as a buffer against that. So as somebody who I've spoken to at length and discussed this beforehand and made the proper adjustments, I'm not sure how that was missed.
I didn't miss anything. That's not what I'm saying. Just because you have started your stream on your channel with an open panel and said, oh, I don't want everyone to agree with me, while everyone sits here and agrees with you, that doesn't mean anything. It's quite clear that that's going to happen.
That's going to happen whether it's
you're the
public or
one that-
private. That like this the stream. Okay, let's understand something, Demi. The people who show up to my stream, whether it's public or private, are people who are fans of me, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means it's self-selecting. There's going to be overwhelmingly an amount of people who agree with me and like me. I get that. So should I go to another channel where I'm disliked in order to offset that? What is the solution that you prefer?
Well, I would tell you how I believe you should act, but I'm not going to tell you how to act. So if you
Okay,
want
if
to,
you're okay, let me stop you right there. If you're not going to offer me a resolution on what I
I'm
should
going
do better,
to.
then I think that you're not helping anything because
will
now you're
give
just being
you-
annoying.
I'll give you the resolution. I'm annoying because I'm one of the first people to come out and call you out for how you're behaving.
No,
That's
you're
why.
not.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know
boy.
who you are. I'm not here to speak to you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm here
Oh,
to address.
forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm muting again.
So how I personally would have suggested this being handled is either handled privately with the people that it is concerning, or doing a stream yourself without requesting a panel of people to come, as you said, is self-selecting. And so you already knew that this was likely to be the outcome regardless of what you said to people. So it doesn't take a doctor to understand that. And so I feel like if you really wanted to address this and you really wanted to apologize or however you wanted to do it, the better way to have done that is to do it privately without getting a bunch of people to come up here who are likely to agree with you when it's nothing really to do with them. It's to do with the people that are made to feel uncomfortable.
So Demi,
I don't
there's
get
a couple of points that are going to be made by me. Firstly, he did go privately beforehand and verified that this was something he could talk about, right? He did actually, and he said this earlier in the stream, so I don't know if you missed it or you're ignoring it. So that's number one. And number two, I mean, I think it's all well and good that you can tell him how to resolve issues, but you yourself are not exactly an expert on conflict resolution. And so I think we got to look for something constructive, and I'm not hearing anything constructive.
Oh, I just provided a constructive resolution. You could have done this privately without having an open panel of people that are likely to agree with you when you've already made people feel uncomfortable. And
He already
disguising,
resolved it privately, so that's
Boy,
ask and answer.
that's pretty fucking judgmental, you know?
and disguising sexually inappropriate comments towards women as jokes when you don't have any knowledge of whether they're accepting of
Oh,
them
for fuck's
is
sake.
also not an appropriate behavior. And so then to continue to act like it's just a part of my character, it's just a part of my channel, I think is just a cop out. There have been multiple times.
Demi, like, come on, like, let's just not be dishonest here. Like, I've made that specific criticism here. I know you've been listening. Like, come on. Like, and I know you're not stupid, so I know that you caught it. And the other thing is Drag did say that he has to adjust how he addresses women in this like, he literally said that. So I'm, again, I mean, I think you're reiterating the same criticisms, but it seems like there's never going to be a moment where you're satisfied with how he deals with it. That's how this is coming across.
I just gave you a way that would be satisfying to me, but it really doesn't matter whether I find it satisfying or not. It's whether or not the people that have been made to feel uncomfortable about this are going to be made to feel more uncomfortable as a result of this stream for whatever reason.
But mostly, you know, boil it all down, it is all about you right at this moment, is it not, Demi?
Nothing. It's nothing to do with me.
Oh, it's all about you. That's why you're here.
No.
Yeah.
Robin, this isn't
I'm honestly not understanding your point, Demi, because if he's already talked to them privately and now he's doing this so that way he could at least address himself publicly, where do you come in to suddenly come up and be like, you didn't do this, I don't understand why you're doing this, when he already addressed it ahead of the God blessed stream? Where's your
right to come on here and reaffirm his behavior? We have
because we're all friends here, you fuckhead.
And I'm friends with some of the people that he's acted like this towards, you fuckhead.
Okay, but you don't understand when he simply said that he already addressed it.
Is this the level of stream you're having? We're talking about a serious situation right now, and we have a person, Robin, making jokes about it.
You're talking about stuff that really has nothing to do with the point
Robin,
of
how
this
old
show.
are you? Like, are we able to, like, listen, I don't agree with what Demi's saying, but I don't think that she's been excessive at any point. So, like, are you going to continue to act like a child and make this worse, or are you going to try to act like an adult?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you, the person who couldn't figure out their technology. Are you going to act a little bit more reasonable? I disagree with Demi, but I can act reasonably towards her as I have.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm reacting because, you know, Drag is like one of my kids, and I'm sorry if I overstepped the boundary here, you know, so I'll mute and I'll just listen to what's happening, dear. Thank you for pointing out my flaws because, you know, God, I recognize them before anyone else. Okay, I'm muting.
Okay, so it's not necessarily whether it's an issue that, and this is my opinion, of course, I'm just as entitled to give this than as anyone else. It's not about whether you had some kind of resolution privately on this situation. You never asked the person that was made to feel uncomfortable whether this stream would directly result in them feeling more uncomfortable as a result of your comments. So to go ahead and do a stream where you have a group of people mostly agreeing with you, and the person that has been made to feel the way that they do just has to allow this to go on.
Okay, so this person that you're referencing, was this somebody that let me stop. You know somebody that I've supposedly said something inappropriate to, correct?
Yes.
Okay, was that person mentioned at any point in time during this stream?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's the same person that I'm thinking about, I spoke to the person who originally had contacted me and let them know that I was doing this stream way ahead of time.
Well, she's saying that that's not what happened. She's saying that you did not ask her whether this would be an okay thing to do.
So this is where me and that person need to have a sit down and chat, because this stream isn't about that interaction other than to clear it up and say I was wrong. And I'm glad Dr. Roxo said something, and I have to take that one on the chin, and that's why I said at the beginning. The other issue, that main reason I made this stream, and I'm pretty sure I made this clear before, is about the rumors going around about me after the fact. Does that clear up why this stream was made?
I don't know. I understood that. I understood that was why you was doing the stream. I just don't understand why this would be the response. That was my criticism. That was why I came here.
Okay, so now that you've, I guess, listened to what this stream is actually about, okay, now I'm getting clarification. Well, this is interesting. Demi phrased the question to her, then made a claim based on one-word answer. That's interesting. So it looks like you may have misinterpreted something someone has said, Demi. Did you? You might want to go fix that before you come try and address me.
No, I'm pretty sure. I feel pretty confident in that. I know who it is that's messaging.
You may want to go check.
We all know about that thing about assumptions.
Yeah, and
It
this
was
is
pretty
you
black and
taking
white.
bits of information again and running with it and being sanctimonious, and exactly as I thought. So thank you. I've had enough of you. There are other people here who are offering me great input and are not kissing my ass. And once I need somebody's opinion that does not matter, great, I'll go contact you.
Okay.
Because this is the shit that I'm talking about.
Do this. That's what he's trying to avoid. That's why he's inviting people to come and discuss this with him in a way that is going to be that is not only going to be as sort of a way to kind of apologize, to say, I fucked up. I did a joke that I shouldn't have done. I crossed a line I shouldn't have crossed, but also to allow there to be a rational, reasonable discussion over what's going on.
No, but this is my point. I mean, you should never apologize for a joke. Never.
Oh no,
It's more than a joke, though. It's behaviors and attitudes that he said he's not going to be part of. He continued, like he's not excused him, so he's made an actual apology. And I don't know why there's people who don't know what's going on or like late to the party dick suckers who are coming in. But you really don't understand actually what happened or what went on. You're really just making excuses for a streamer that you like. That's all that's going on. Oh, who cares if he said a mean joke? It's not about the joke. It's behaviors outside of that. It's
Drag, are you there? Drag?
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Are you there? You've totally lost control of this shit.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a headache, honestly. I really am.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's
Who the fuck is this old bat? And why the fuck is she on here on a serious topic, just being here like chasing clothes?
Well, this is Drag's show.
Hold on, I'm going to remove everybody for a second. I'm just getting a headache right now. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay, he is connected. There we go. Let's pop out the chat. There we go. Okay, there we go. I think that works. Yeah, I've done this in a while. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Yeah. Is that okay? There we go. So chat works. Yep. So I see Twisted Skeptic and I see KM Petty.
There we go. Let's put on. I hate Top Chat. I know why they added it, but it's just annoying. Good. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So if you've been wondering what I've been up to in my free time, there you go. There's playing this with a few people, including my buddy who has been on a few of my streams that y'all probably hear. Oh, I probably didn't see him, but the Jamaican, my old boss from the army, me, him, and somebody else that we normally play games with. We're getting ready for the new expansion. Well, new expansion. But yeah, no, I've enjoyed not being around, honestly, because there's a lot on my mind. There's a whole lot. So I would definitely clear some things up. I didn't feel like going live and talking to a whole lot of people I don't know and don't really give a shit about. Just to be honest with you, just to be completely honest with you, there's just a whole bunch of people now that watch me that for some weird reason, even though I make things painfully obvious, they're still fucking stupid. And I say that because I've noticed it for a while, because people would be like miffed at certain things that I would say, even though I overtly tell people that I don't take this shit seriously. I don't take myself seriously. It's for entertainment. But what inevitably happens is that if you have content where you're focused on people's dysfunctions and people not making a lot of progress in their life, if you have people in the audience who fit that description, they start feeling some type of way, especially if they're not taking care of their own mental health and they're not making any sort of forward progress that they feel that they should be making, or anyone should be making. People get upset, they get angry and resentful, because that's honestly a very common thing. Every few years I have to deal with somebody. Oh, you were talking about Shady revenue, but you know that describes me too, and I think that you shouldn't be so mean. It's like, no, if the shoe fits, motherfucker, wear it. Like if you just now figured out that I was also talking about you, then you're fucking stupider than I thought. Like that's what it comes down to. But I started this YouTube channel. If you've not been following me for over like 8 years, you probably didn't know that I started this YouTube channel as an outlet because I was in the military, and there's not a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of thinking in the military, just discussing topics and shit. Like, you know, like religion and not so much politics, but religion, philosophy and science, and there's not a lot of that in the military. I know that's a big shock to people, but it was an outlet for me, and I found that there's a way for me to sort of expand my knowledge, the ability for me to talk to stupid people and make them look even dumber, but also for me to be able to articulate myself on hot button topics and offer cogent responses to stuff, came from that environment, and where people were less offended by shit and more sort of in tune with wanting to discuss things rather than just offer their emotional pleas because they experienced X, Y, and Z, which, okay, cool, but being informed about something and experiencing things are two sort of different aspects towards a conclusion that may be more closer to reality than not. What's going on? What's going on? There's a whole bunch of y'all getting this notification though. But the key feature in that, there's a very, very niche community, and you got to know people quite well. And so, especially if you had any interpersonal issues with them, you could talk about it. And that's one of the things I started noticing a while back, is that people felt like people could hit me up for bullshit about Shani, but if there was any sort of misgivings or misinterpretations of shit, all of a sudden, I'm hearing from 2 or 3 different people, people running about talking shit, internet stuff. But it's like, okay, so you felt comfortable enough to talk about Shani and Rev bullshit, but if there's something I said that really upsets you, then I'm not beyond reproach. But I had a long chat with the wife about a lot, and so a lot of the decisions that I've made actually come at the behest of her, because there's a few people who know who my wife's sock account is, and so she's been seeing a lot of shit from people who supposedly been able to access me quite readily, and so it sort of turned her off from wanting to participate in a lot. And I took that to heart. My own wife doesn't even want to come on my YouTube channel because people can't be adults. So why am I giving time to people like that? And it doesn't make any sense. And so I'm not. For those of you who know what they like, going back to the whole non-believer, atheist, Christian bullshit, those folks have to pay for my time. That my starting rate is about $100 an hour. If you did not know, that is, yes, and I've been paid multiple times for that. The trip at the end of this year to the Bahamas is fully paid for because I'm one of the presenters. And so my time is actually very valuable. So why am I giving my time for free to fucking idiots that aren't being adults? Meanwhile, this other group of people literally pay me $100 an hour. So I'm not doing that anymore. That's kind of where that's going to be. And folks, there are folks who are going to be upset, because they enjoy the interaction, and they just have a fundamental aversion towards paying any YouTube content creator, which is fine. Like I completely understand that, but my time is valuable. Like you can, people can have their proclivities however they want, but my time is actually valuable. And so my mother was very, very proud of my new job. So she went on Facebook and told everybody about it, tagged me. So yes, I do have a job. I'm going to be analyzing semen, yes, and blood for a very prestigious university. But I'm going to be honest, I got the job because the one of the people who's in charge of that knows me quite well and has seen my matriculation through the university, and actually wanted me on his research team, but at the time I did not have any research experience. So he wants me working alongside of him, and so he's, he and I are talking about a lot, and so he's compensated me quite well for the position, and so I won't go into detail about that, but that doesn't start for a while. So yeah, that's what's up. It is admittedly a lower position because my CV, which he helped me turn my resume into a CV, it is well beyond the scope of what I'll be doing. It's quite like working with CRISPR-Cas9 and doing biochemical assays and shit like that. While not technically the hardest thing in the world to do, but to interpret the data and to draw conclusions and change directions and to being able to articulate yourself in a scientific manner actually takes a lot of time and experience. My job doesn't require any of that. So, and he, like, he and I both know that, and so it's kind of one of those things where he needs someone in a capacity that he can trust, that he knows is competent. So he knows I'm taking a hit based on the amount of work that I've put in and the goals that I have, and so it's I scratch your back, you scratch mine, kind of thing. And I don't mind that, because right now my priority isn't going to get my PhD or anything like that. I'm actually quite satisfied with finishing up this master's degree, hopefully in the next few months, and then taking a break and just working, even if it is maybe somewhat repetitive tasks. Paid handsomely for it, so I'm not going to complain, because my goal right now is to help my wife sort of figure out what she wants to do. Congrats on the job. Good luck for you. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it. What happened to Scamming for Christ playlist? Oh, I've been like privating videos at like 30 videos at a time, just to fuck with people. that's what happened to it. No, yeah, that's. I wiped the channel of a whole bunch of shit, and then I started privating videos. That's just me trolling. They're still around. I just private them. If there's a particular video or I'll put up the playlist probably a little bit later next week. But yeah, I'll probably just keep that up. But no, I've just been fucking with people. Yeah, so my wife's trying to figure out what she wants to do. And she's keeping her options open. She's looking at medical technologists. She's looking at all type of stuff. I think LVN was one thing she's looking into, but she's enjoying. She's working hard, and She has a lot to tell me about her day, which I'm excited about. And she has a sense of fulfillment, which is something she's not had in forever, which I was starting to get kind of concerned with. But I think, in this realm, in the greater medical realm, something in there she'll find some satisfaction, because there's a lot of interaction. I don't like dealing with people, and that's kind of one of my primary reasons for not going into any direct medical field any longer. But I don't blame her for keeping her options open. Support that. I did the same thing Molly had a fit when I did. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's just really funny. It's somebody caught on like instantly. I was only expecting people to kind of realize after a while, but somebody like the day that I first started like hit it, because you can go to your dashboard and there's 30 videos at a time, and you see all of my live streams. So I click the live tab, and then you can select all, and then it automatically gives you the option to private them. I was like, all right, I'll just do that. I was just gonna unlist them, but it was like whatever. Yeah. I like coffee. But no, that's just to fuck with people. That's it. But yeah. This drag is amazing. Yes, she is. She is, without going into a whole lot of detail, she's made an amazing turnaround. Because, I don't publicize everything, but I'm a difficult person to live with. And she is too, to a degree. But, that's marriage. That's how shit is. But she has encouraged me to start taking my mental health seriously, and we both agree that taking a step back from YouTube was always part of the plan. Because originally I was just gonna, as soon as I got a job, I was gonna nuke this fucking channel. And some of you may remember me saying that, like this, this after the Shanny shit, and I finished my degree. That is it. I'm done. So I'm sort of amending that to say, you know what, just for people who are worth my time at least. I'm giving updates, probably doing just some different stuff, because I'm going to be honest with y'all. There's a few things that I've been wanting to do for a while. One of them is nuke that fucking Discord. I did not. I just I put the CU Space Cowboy from Cowboy Bebop, and I just left. I let my mods know kind of what was going on, but going back to sort of why I started YouTube, that Discord was made for the people in that community, in the original community that I knew, and we had a lot of rapport. We could talk to each other, give each other advice, and not just have fucking feelings and have bullshit arguments because of feelings. That Discord was made for them. It was always for them, and so I just started letting a lot of new people in. It was an interesting experiment that did not work out very well, because a lot of the new people had gone through, like I call it, the crucible of having bad arguments taken down, and having to sort of reformat them and try them again. And I could tell, and it was very, very obvious. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't even want to really participate in my own Discord, because I couldn't speak to people in my free time that could offer cogent arguments. Just a lot of feelings and a lot of bullshit. So that was disconcerting. That was very disconcerting for me. And so yes, there is a new Discord, and it is pretty much invite only, but it's mostly for that core group of people, almost exclusively for that core group of people, and that's just sort of for my peace of mind. I left all the other Discords. I've turned off a whole bunch of notifications from a bunch of folks, and you know what? I hope folks do well with their shit. Like they're probably not gonna do as well as Nate the lawyer, but you know what? Everybody will have their time to sort of shine and do the content that they've wanted to do, and all that. Because I'm gonna be honest, I got bored. I watched the rise and the eventual fall of Shanny and Rev and some other characters, and I got what I wanted. I was done with Shanny and Rev way before any of you were, and I just kind of kept going. Sure, why not? People like the content. I got a little free time. Why not? But I was done. I was bored of them for quite some time, to the point that I just catch myself saying the same shit in every fucking video, and it's it gets monotonous after a while. Part of the reason I kind of mess over with, talk to D-Roy, and I was actually listening to a D-Roy stream earlier where he is still kind of up to his old antics again, which is tedious but amusing. But there's somebody named Letitia that other people are catching on to, and like I said, other people can kind of take the same sort of formula and do their own thing and find their own cows and generate audience of their own. And so, which is cool. Nate smashed it. I remember Red saying he'd amount to nothing on YouTube. Yeah, that's Nikki, you've been around for a while. You remember that quote, and that was funny because we were laughing about that in Discord. And meanwhile, Nate has 200,000 subscribers, and Reds is nowhere to be found. Nikki, did you know that that Reds actually had a guaranteed job at NASA in Florida? Did you know that? He had a guaranteed fucking job, but his personality defects and his addiction to this shit cost him that. I don't know how many people actually know that, and I was there to witness. Before Reds announced it publicly, I knew about it. And a lot of us were like, all he had to do was complete like 2 years of university. Just two. Didn't even have to have a whole fucking degree. That's all he had to do. And you think about it, and let me tell you, getting into NASA is not easy. One of my cohorts from the university, because y'all know I live around the corner from the Johnson Space Center at NASA, there is a lot of competition to like people vying for those spots, and he had a guaranteed in and blew that. And that to me is just like, you're dumb. You let this dumb shit, you get caught up in this dumb shit, but it happens. People with this YouTube shit go to their head because they start taking it too seriously. And it happens to a lot of people, and that just I see it especially like in the girl community, foodie beauty, and all that community, and others. And it's just like they take their position as a provider or that's not what I said, as an outlet for law cows of the supersized girl nature, and that's supposed to really mean something as far as their character or who they are or whatever. I don't know, but I think that's kind of part of the problem when other people from that community started finding my channel, because they're used to that. They're used to folks like that taking themselves too seriously, and so because I carry myself a certain type of way, they sort of just latch on to that, and it's like I don't give a fuck what y'all think about me, honestly. That my personal hang-ups with somebody being like if I actually did something to really like hurt somebody emotionally unintentionally, that's something that I don't like. Now if I'm trying to hurt your feelings, that's obviously different, but this dumb shit that people come to on the internet with, I don't even know how to fucking describe it, and I'm not trying to be vague on purpose. I'm just trying to find a way to articulate some of this stupid shit that was brought to me over the past few weeks, because like I said, I've removed myself from all the discords and unfollowed and unsubscribed and all that dumb shit, but it's like people complaining because I'm mean and condescending. Have you not watched me? Like Drag thinks he's so important because he has a lab coat. That's literally a meme. No, I don't. I don't know how many times I've said fuck Drag, but I guess that they think I was lying. I don't know, but I don't understand people. I really don't. And if people are that fucking stupid, I don't want to be around them. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's just a lot of cool people out there, but a lot of them I would not talk to because they are so fucking stupid. It is painfully fucking stupid. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But like what at that point it's like what am I? Yes, you're right. Thank you. So I just what do you say? Oh my god. Oh. When'd you find this out? Oh man. Yeah, that's part of my whole shtick. Like that's kind of what I do on the internet. Am I mean and condescending in person? Yeah, when people deserve it, but no, like it's obviously played up for comedic value. But that's, it's fine. Like, but that's kind of the difference though, having a small kind of close knit community that like everyone gets the inside jokes, where the people who just, and they may be neuroatypical or what have you, that may play a role in it. But I'm going to be honest, I don't put up with that sort of thing unless I know the person already and we have some rapport and I kind of understand certain things about them, and vice versa, right? There's some give and take. I'll offer concessions as concessions are given to me, but or unless I'm getting compensated for it, because I would rather not put up with that shit. Because it's just this no. Just yeah. No. Well, people have a sense. Here's the other part. I think it's sounding like people content switch off. Yeah. So here's the thing. There is an overwhelming sense of entitlement. I don't know if any of y'all have sort of picked up on this. There's a lot of people who are viewers of anyone's content on any channel that have this sort of sense of entitlement, and that they feel as though they can mitigate your personality and sort of your direction in life, or your, like, they really feel like they have that type of ability. And maybe it's because of how I was raised that I don't understand. I fundamentally do not get that. And I'm just like, I have to sort of remind myself that people have this attitude and they're serious about it, because to me that's a joke. Like it's like, where you get off. For one thing, who do you think you are? Who do you think I am? Or any other content creator, or any other person you run across on the internet, that you think that you could do that, right? But I don't know. Like, again, it may be just how I was raised. But I mean, that's barring certain things, like, oh my God, Drag's mentioning his fucking harem again. Oh, his big hands. I'm like, yeah, that's purposeful. That I literally say I repeat things because I'm playing the word game. Like, I've said that. But rather than people, when some people will do is say, hey, Drag, I noticed you doing yada yada. Is this a part of a ploy? Is it? And people have done that. And I was like, maybe, I'll play coy, but like, just, oh my God, Jesus, like I'm kind of now understanding the image I have in certain people's heads, where I'm this person beyond reproach that you can't talk to and interact with, like, just like, obviously there's a certain way that you need to approach topics based on how the gravity of the situation, but it's just like, am I just so beyond reach that you have to go through an intermediary? No, that's weird. Okay, so if I'm such a big YouTuber now that people can't just come up and say, bro, then I don't want to deal with you. I mean, I've grown too big. Oh. Had someone get mad at me because I poked at Foodie Beauty's weight when she said she was going to lose weight. It was okay with me laughing at Molly, the moose knuckle comments, but yeah, like I said, like, it's weird shit like that, Frank, that I'm just like, okay, your personal hangups aren't mine. That's not going to happen. Like, it's like, I really don't understand where people get off thinking that they have that sort of ability. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, not sorry. You mad? Okay, be mad. I don't know what to tell you. Over years, and I always appreciate no BS straight shit. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, twist. A lot of people can't take that, and I know that, and that's why I save that sort of toward a limited crowd. But that's what my YouTube channel was, for a limited crowd. But then it stopped being that way. Don't know when, but it happened. And I don't like that, so I'm going to go back to a limited crowd. That's just what's going to happen. And so what I'm thinking about doing, though, is sort of incentivizing people to become members, and I'm probably going to change up some supery chats and have some very special ones for y'all, some new ones. Probably going to keep the stale and disgusting one, because that's a classic. Like I'm probably never going to change the stale and disgusting one. That one, people now use that one after sex, and I will say that I've used that one, and my wife has used it, and Billy has said that he has used it, and so now that it is so funny, it's now just a permanent fixture in people's vocabulary in real life, and I don't know how sad that is. That says something. Well, got watching Dragon TST, Cowards of G, man. That video I'm seriously thinking about deleting, because my God, I just I'm so tired of that video. It's like coming up with people. It comes up in my feed. It comes up in my feed. I'm like, why are you recommending my video to me? I don't want to watch it. That was a terrible video. I hate that video. But yeah, like that. Oh, give me a question. Drag, why is the video? I don't know. I have no idea. Algorithm. That's why. Algorithm. That's why it's coming up. Watching Legal Bites. Yeah, I hadn't actually been paying too much attention until probably end of the first week, beginning of the second week, and I was texting Nate about it. I was like, are these lawyers just really bad for Amber Heard? Like, what's going on? Because I like to play WoW, so I listened to Osmond Gold, who is like probably like the World of Warcraft YouTuber. And so occasionally he'll just do random reaction streams and stuff, and so he was reacting to clips from the Amber Heard trial, and I'm like, holy fuck, like, is this actually going on? And so that's why I started watching it. Actually, if y'all want to know how I ran across that, but then Nate will pop up in the new Discord and, you know, say what's up. And then last week he had asked me, hey man, you want to come on my channel? Yeah, sure, that's fine. All right. And so that's where I got the video from, and so I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and share this with folks on my YouTube page, for those because a lot of people aren't subscribed to him, because he does like a lot of legal stuff, and a lot of his stuff is sort of pandering to the far right. So I mean, it may not be people's cup of tea, which is funny because he does not interact with them at all. It's, but yeah, so yeah, that was how all that came about. But it's fun. It was definitely fun. There's a lot of quotable moments in there as well. And I'm talking like this because I'm trying to sort through all this shit. Where did I get up this? Okay, I don't know. That's why at the same time I started watching the second and third day. I saw your Nate's channel. Yep. Yeah, Nate just came in and just asked me. I'll be hanging out with Nate in real life near the end of next month. Oh, you found me there? Oh, okay, yeah. The which is funny because I'm not sure how many people know that Nate started his channel because of me. A big shock, right? But he owes his success to me.